If you are a woman navigating the rich and often complex tapestry of life beyond the age of 60, I wish to commence our conversation by affirming something you may not have heard with sufficient frequency or conviction in recent times. Your innate vitality has not vanished, and your most profoundly fulfilling years are most certainly not relegated to your past. Hello, I'm Dr. Lily Stones. For more than 3 decades, I have had the distinct privilege of working alongside thousands of remarkable women in their 60s, 70s, and far beyond. These are women who arrived in my office feeling a deep sense of frustration with a body that no longer seemed to respond with the familiarity and predictability it once did. They were women who had been implicitly or explicitly told that the experiences of discomfort, pervasive dryness, or a noticeably diminished desire were simply an inevitable and non-negotiable part of the aging process. But allow me to assure you, with the full weight of my clinical experience, while these physiological changes are indeed common, they are by no means irreversible. The true fundamental challenge is not your chronological age. Rather, it is the pervasive silence, the rampant misinformation, and the profound lack of compassionate support that surrounds this particular stage of your health journey. You still possess an inalienable right to comfort, to intimacy, and to unadulterated joy within your own body, and you have the power to reclaim it without embarrassment, without a reliance on systemic hormone therapy, and without the need for invasive medical treatments. In this comprehensive guide, I will thoughtfully walk you through a gentle yet remarkably potent morning routine that is designed to tap into and reawaken your body's own natural, intelligent systems. We will meticulously cover 3 foundational habits and 1 invaluable bonus tip that can collaboratively help restore your circulation, gently rebalance your hormones, and profoundly reignite your connection to pleasure and to your own sensuality. So, before we delve into the details, if this subject matter resonates with you on a personal level, I warmly invite you to express your support by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and leaving a comment below sharing your own experiences or thoughts. Your voice is of immense value here, and it may serve as the very inspiration another woman needs to embark on her own journey of reclaiming her vitality. Let us begin by cultivating a deeper understanding of what is genuinely transpiring within your body. You have likely observed that the experience of physical intimacy feels markedly different now. Perhaps you've noticed that natural lubrication is lacking, that arousal requires more time and focused attention, or that physical sensation has perceptibly faded. And while it is an easy and common assumption to attribute these shifts solely to the passage of time, the true explanation lies much deeper, within the intricate biological systems that have undergone a gradual and significant transformation over the years. The most pronounced of these shifts begins with the hormone estrogen. This vital hormone plays a central and indispensable role in maintaining vaginal moisture, preserving tissue elasticity, and ensuring robust blood flow to the pelvic region. According to exhaustive research from the North American Menopause Society, estrogen levels plummet significantly following menopause, a change which directly leads to thinner, more delicate tissues, a reduction in nerve sensitivity, and a far greater susceptibility to irritation, friction, or discomfort. But that is not the entirety of the story. Another major contributing factor is circulation. The flow of blood is absolutely crucial for healthy sexual function. Without a vigorous and responsive circulatory system, the state of arousal becomes considerably more difficult to achieve and to sustain. After the age of 60, the small arteries, the microscopic superhighways that supply life-giving blood to the vaginal and clitoral tissues, have a natural tendency to become narrower and less flexible. These changes can be incredibly subtle. You may not perceive them on a day-to-day basis, but over an extended period, they collectively and significantly impact both sensation and physiological response. Compounding this, let us add the element of chronic stress that so many women carry, the persistent worries about health, finances, or family dynamics. This creates a physiological environment where the body feels perpetually on high alert, as if it is switched off from the possibility of relaxation and pleasure. Stress elevates the hormone cortisol, a powerful chemical messenger that instructs your body to conserve energy and to avoid any perceived risk. Regrettably, that very same survival signal also works to dim your desire and effectively numb your senses, creating a significant barrier to intimacy. But herein lies the profoundly hopeful truth. These intricate systems are not broken. They have simply been neglected. And with the implementation of the right daily cues, they can be reawakened gently, naturally, and entirely without shame. Let's start with the very first, foundational step: embrace the morning sun. The initial 15 to 30 minutes following your awakening are far more powerful than you might possibly imagine. The actions you take during this critical window can profoundly influence your hormonal balance, your energy levels, and your capacity to feel connected and present throughout the entire day. That is precisely why I so often recommend a habit as deceptively simple as stepping into natural, unfiltered light. Sunlight serves to reset your internal body clock, your circadian rhythm, which is the master regulator governing everything from the quality of your sleep to the intricate production of your hormones. According to a wealth of research from the National Institutes of Health, exposure to early morning sunlight directly stimulates your hypothalamus, a small but mighty region of the brain that regulates both your reproductive and stress hormones. When that natural light strikes your eyes and your skin, it transmits a clear and unequivocal message to your brain. It is time to wake up, to engage, and to thrive. This vital sunlight exposure also triggers an increase in your body's production of nitric oxide, a remarkable molecule that functions as a vasodilator, helping to relax and widen your blood vessels. The direct consequence of this is enhanced blood flow to all the right places, most notably including the pelvic region. And better circulation almost invariably translates to increased comfort, heightened sensation, and a more responsive body. You do not need to engage in prolonged sunbathing or to stare directly at the sky. Simply spending 10 to 15 minutes outdoors or positioned near a bright window is sufficient. Some women find joy in sipping their morning tea on the porch. Others prefer to walk their dog or perform gentle stretches by a window. Even on overcast days, there is enough ambient light to make a tangible difference. I vividly remember one of my patients, Carla, who was 71. She confided in me that she had not experienced genuine arousal in many years. But after incorporating this simple habit, just 10 minutes of intentional morning sunlight each day, she began to notice subtle but definite shifts in her mood, her overall energy, and, eventually, in her body's physical response to touch. The change did not occur overnight, but within the span of a few weeks, she shared with me, "I feel like someone has finally turned the lights back on inside of me." Now, while light effectively awakens your hormones and blood vessels, there is another critical system that demands our attention: your nervous system, and it may, in fact, be the one most responsible for blocking your body from fully experiencing and embracing arousal. Calm your nervous system in just 90 seconds. Your body is a marvel of design, beautifully engineered to protect you from harm. But, at times, that very protective mechanism can inadvertently work against your capacity for pleasure. You see, your nervous system operates in two primary modes. The first is the sympathetic state, commonly known as fight or flight. It becomes activated when you are feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed. The second is the parasympathetic state, which can be thought of as rest and receive. It is within this calm and receptive state that intimacy, deep connection, and physical comfort can truly flourish. A great many women over 60 unknowingly spend their mornings trapped in that high-alert stress state. This is not because they are in any immediate danger, but because years of accumulated tension, from caring for others, managing life's myriad changes, and coping with loss, have effectively trained their body to remain perpetually vigilant. And when your body perceives itself as unsafe or rushed, it intelligently shuts down any function that is not absolutely essential for survival. This, unfortunately, includes the capacity for arousal. The wonderfully simple fix? Deep, slow, diaphragmatic belly breathing. Taking a mere 90 seconds to breathe with intention can metaphorically flip the switch in your nervous system. This practice activates the vagus nerve, a powerful and extensive neural pathway connecting your brain to your body. Activating it sends a cascade of calming signals, telling your heart to slow its pace, your blood vessels to relax their walls, and your mind to quiet its chatter. Here is how you can practice it: sit or stand in a comfortable position. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, allowing your belly to expand fully, not just your chest. Hold the breath for a moment, then exhale slowly and completely through your mouth. Repeat this cycle 10 times. You will likely feel your shoulders drop, your jaw unclench, and your heart rate slow. This is the tangible sensation of your body shifting from a guarded state to an open one, from being tense to being receptive. It is a small habit with a profoundly significant impact. One of my patients, Jeanette, aged 68, began practicing this each morning before reaching for her phone or turning on the television. Within a matter of days, she reported feeling more grounded and discernibly calmer. And within a few weeks, she noticed that intimacy no longer felt like an obligation she had to get through. Instead, it felt like something she could genuinely lean into and enjoy. And that brings us to our third essential morning habit, one that has likely never been discussed with you, yet is deeply and inextricably tied to how your body experiences pleasure. Let's talk about a group of muscles that quietly yet profoundly influence your comfort, your confidence, and your ability to feel physical pleasure. Despite their importance, many women have never even heard of them. These are your pelvic floor muscles. You can visualize them as a hidden, supportive hammock that cradles your bladder, uterus, and rectum. They play a truly crucial role in intimacy because they help to regulate the flow of blood to the vaginal and clitoral areas. They control sensation, and they maintain essential structural tone. When these muscles are strong, flexible, and responsive, they work to enhance sensitivity, support natural lubrication, and help you feel more connected and in control during moments of intimacy. But when they weaken, a common occurrence with age, inactivity, or following childbirth, you may begin to notice reduced sensation, physical discomfort, or even the distressing issue of urinary leakage. The wonderfully good news is that these muscles respond remarkably quickly to intentional, mindful care. You do not require a gym membership, any special equipment, or a private trainer. You simply need to reconnect with your own body and to practice one simple, focused movement. Try this. Imagine you are attempting to stop the flow of urine midstream. That subtle tightening and gentle lifting sensation you feel, that is your pelvic floor contracting. Aim to perform 5 to 10 of these gentle squeezes, holding each contraction for a few seconds. Crucially, remember to relax completely between each one. One of my patients, Susan, came to me at the age of 67, feeling deeply frustrated that intimacy had become both uncomfortable and profoundly unfulfilling. She described the feeling as numb and distant. When we began to incorporate pelvic floor training into her morning routine, just a few minutes a day, while she was brushing her teeth or waiting for her coffee to brew, things began to shift. Within a few weeks, she noticed improved control, a return of sensation, and a significant boost in her confidence. Most importantly, she felt as though her body was finally listening to her again. If you feel unsure whether you are performing the exercise correctly, please do not worry. Many physical therapists specialize in pelvic floor health, and just 1 or 2 sessions can provide you with the expert guidance you need. But even when practiced on your own, consistency makes a real and tangible difference. Now, with your hormones awakening, your nervous system grounded, and your muscles strengthening, it is time to support all of that vital internal progress with something just as crucial: what you put on your plate. Bonus habit: the pro-arousal breakfast. You may not typically think of your breakfast as a significant factor in your intimate life, but what you choose to eat in the morning can dramatically influence your circulation, your energy levels, and your hormonal balance throughout the entire day. Sadly, many women fall into the convenient habit of grabbing a quick piece of toast, a sugary granola bar, or simply relying on coffee alone. And while these options may offer a temporary jolt of energy, they often lead to a significant mid-morning crash. Even worse, they do very little to support the intricate systems responsible for arousal. Instead, I recommend what I refer to as a pro-arousal breakfast. It is a simple and delicious way to provide your body with the specific nutrients it needs to promote healthy blood flow, support hormonal balance, and foster emotional steadiness. Here is what that might include: beets or leafy greens. These are exceptionally high in natural nitrates, which your body ingeniously converts into nitric oxide. As we discussed earlier, nitric oxide is instrumental in relaxing blood vessels and boosting circulation, especially to your pelvic region. Flax seeds or soy milk, both of these are rich in phytoestrogens, which are plant-based compounds that gently mimic the effects of estrogen in the body. They may be particularly helpful in supporting the health of vaginal tissue and promoting hormonal balance post-menopause. Avocados, walnuts, or olive oil. Healthy fats like these are essential for supporting the flexibility of your blood vessel walls and for helping your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins that are critical for hormone production. Berries or citrus fruits, packed with powerful antioxidants. These foods help to reduce systemic inflammation and keep your cardiovascular system resilient and responsive. One of my patients, Elenina, aged 73, had lived for years under the firm belief that food had no connection whatsoever to her concerns about intimacy. But when we swapped out her processed breakfast items for a nourishing smoothie containing spinach, flax seeds, berries, and almond milk, she began to feel lighter, mentally clearer, and physically more responsive within just a few weeks. This is not about restrictive dieting or the pursuit of perfection. It is about consciously choosing to nourish the very systems that make pleasure possible. Food can be fuel for more than just physical movement. It can be fuel for connection. Now that we have covered these 4 foundational habits: sunlight, breath, movement, and nourishment, you may be wondering, how do I possibly fit all of this into an already full morning? That is where the profound beauty of rhythm comes into play. The true power of transformative change does not come from doing something once. It comes from doing something often enough that it becomes second nature. Many of the women I've worked with began this journey filled with excitement, but slowly drifted back to their old habits. This was not because they did not care, but because they lacked a system that could support their long-term success. So, allow me to offer you a simple framework to structure your morning while your tea or coffee is brewing. Step outside or stand near a window and let the gentle morning light greet your face. Before you check your phone or your email, take 10 slow, deep belly breaths. This is your sacred time to center yourself. While you are brushing your teeth or waiting for water to boil, perform your pelvic floor exercises. And as you sit down to eat, consciously choose foods that love your hormones and your blood vessels as much as you do. These are tiny shifts that require no extra time, only a shift in intention. And with each passing day, they coalesce into a rhythm that your body can rely on. You will begin to notice that your mornings feel more aligned, your energy feels more steady, and your connection to your own body feels more alive and vibrant. I remember one woman, a retired teacher named Diane, who said to me, "Lily, the biggest change isn't even in the bedroom. It's that I walk taller now. I feel like I've finally come home to myself." That is the kind of profound transformation this routine can unlock. It is about so much more than just arousal. It is about dignity, self-trust, and enduring vitality. In the next part, we will take this morning routine a step further. We will explore how to sustain these changes for the long term and how to gently navigate the inevitable moments when setbacks arise. Because healing is not a linear path, and you deserve to have tools that support you in both your progress and your pauses. Now that you have begun to establish a nourishing morning rhythm, one that helps to reawaken your hormones, calm your nervous system, and reconnect you with your body, it is time to discuss something of equal importance: how to make this change stick. Because let us be honest, real life is wonderfully and sometimes frustratingly unpredictable. You will undoubtedly have days where the sun is not shining, your breakfast is rushed, or your body simply feels off. And that is perfectly okay. This journey is not about achieving perfection. It is about cultivating a gentle and loving consistency that supports you even on the most challenging of days. Over the years, I have guided countless women through this very transition, and I have noticed a clear and consistent pattern. The women who experienced the most lasting and profound transformations were not the ones who relied on motivation alone. They were the ones who created structure. They built a reliable rhythm that their body could depend on, no matter what else life threw at them. One powerful strategy I often share is called habit stacking. This means linking a new, desired habit to an action you already perform without thinking. For example, if you always brush your teeth in the morning, add your pelvic floor exercises immediately after. If you always make a cup of tea or coffee, use those few minutes of waiting time to stand by a window and absorb the natural light. These small but strategic connections anchor your new habits to your daily life, making them far easier to repeat, even when you are feeling distracted or tired. Another key is to track your progress, not in terms of the results you achieve, but in terms of your effort. A simple calendar where you place a check mark next to each completed morning habit can powerfully reinforce your sense of accomplishment. This is not about self-judgment. It is about witnessing your own unwavering commitment. One of my patients, Lorraine, aged 70, kept a small notebook on her nightstand. Each morning, she would write a single, empowering sentence. I gave my body what it needed today. That simple, mindful act helped her stay connected to her purpose and served as a gentle reminder that change was indeed happening, even if it was not dramatic at first. And here is something incredibly important to remember. You do not have to perform all 4 habits every single morning to reap the benefits. If you only have time for 2, that is still remarkable progress. If one habit slips for a few days, just gently and compassionately return to it. The body is wonderfully forgiving, and it is your willingness to keep going that truly makes all the difference. Now let us talk about something deeper, because this journey is not merely physical. It touches upon your emotions, your identity, and your deeply held beliefs about aging. For many women, menopause and the years that follow can bring with them an invisible grief, a sense of loss that is not always acknowledged or named. It can feel as if the door to your sensual life is slowly closing, and that no one truly sees or honors that struggle. But here is what I want you to know. From one woman to another, this chapter is not an ending. It is an invitation. It is an invitation to rediscover your body in a new and more profound way, to shift your focus from performance to presence, and from self-judgment to self-connection. You may not be 30 years old anymore, but you are infinitely wiser, more grounded, and more capable of deep, authentic pleasure than ever before. The truth is, intimacy at this stage of life can be far richer because it is no longer about proving anything. It is about feeling. It is about allowing. And that most certainly includes your relationship with yourself. I once had a patient, Barbara, who told me something that has stayed with me ever since. She said, "For years, I felt like my body had betrayed me. But after doing these morning habits for a month, I realized it wasn't betrayal. My body was just waiting for me to notice her again." That is what this work is truly about. It is about returning to yourself, not to the person you were, but to the magnificent woman you are now, with unparalleled gentleness and grace. Let us also briefly touch on a topic that often goes unspoken: shame. Shame can be a silent thief. It can creep in when we feel too old, or when our bodies do not respond in the way they used to. It can prevent us from asking questions, from seeking help, or even from admitting to ourselves that we want more from our intimate lives. But shame has no place here. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not selfish for wanting to feel pleasure again. In fact, according to extensive research published by the University of Chicago's National Social Life, Health, and Aging Project, women who maintain a sense of physical intimacy, whether with a partner or through self-connection, report significantly higher levels of emotional well-being, self-esteem, and even enhanced immune function. That means your desire for pleasure is not a luxury, it is an integral part of your overall health. Just like strong bones or clear vision, your body's intimate systems deserve dedicated care and attention. So, if you have ever felt hesitant or unsure whether this journey is worth taking, I want to be the one to tell you that it absolutely is. You are worth it. and it is never too late. Let's recap what you have already accomplished. You have begun to harness the power of natural light to help balance your hormones and boost your circulation. You have practiced calming your nervous system, creating the essential safety your body needs to open up. You have started strengthening your pelvic floor, supporting the very foundation of physical pleasure. And you have begun to shift your breakfast choices to nourish your hormones and fuel your day. These are not small things. These are quiet revolutions happening in the first precious hour of your day. In the final part of this guide, we will bring it all together. I will share how to continue deepening these practices, how to adapt them to your unique body and lifestyle, and how to carry this newfound sense of vitality with you, not just in the morning, but throughout your entire day, your relationships, and your next magnificent chapter. Because the best part of this journey, it does not end with the morning. It begins there. Let's take a moment to reflect on how far you have come. You have embarked on a morning practice that is firmly rooted in science, compassion, and profound self-respect. You have learned that even after the age of 60, your body remains wonderfully capable of responding with warmth, with sensitivity, and with life. And perhaps for the first time in many years, you feel something stirring within you, a quiet hope, a renewed connection, a burgeoning sense that maybe, just maybe, you are not done yet. Now, it is time to discuss what happens next. Because the truth is, while mornings are undeniably powerful, their real gift lies in how they shape the rest of your day, how you move, how you relate, and how you carry yourself as a woman. This final part of our journey is about expansion, how to carry that morning vitality into every facet of your life. Let's start with movement. Once you have successfully activated your circulation and hormones in the morning, the next logical step is to keep that precious momentum alive. And one of the simplest, most effective ways to achieve this is through gentle, consistent daily movement. This does not have to mean intense, grueling workouts or long sessions at the gym. In fact, some of the most powerful benefits are derived from low-impact activities like walking, stretching, or even dancing. Just 20 to 30 minutes of movement each day can effectively keep blood flowing to your pelvic region, help maintain muscle tone, and support the health of your joints. All of which are critical for comfort and pleasure. The American Heart Association recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate activity per week for older adults, not just for cardiovascular health, but for enhanced circulation, mood regulation, and hormonal balance. Even simple habits, such as taking a walk after breakfast or stretching while watching television, can help your body stay responsive, flexible, and relaxed. One of my patients, Teresa, aged 76, started practicing gentle yoga 3 mornings a week. She told me that it was not just her physical flexibility that improved, it was her very sense of presence within her own body. I feel more in tune, she said, more open in every way. That profound sense of connection is what we are truly after, not just during moments of intimacy, but throughout your entire day. Another often overlooked component of vitality is emotional connection, especially with your partner, if you have one. Many women tell me that after menopause, it is not just the physical changes that create distance. It is the unspoken fears, the insecurities, or the misunderstandings that can quietly and insidiously grow over time. If you are in a relationship, I encourage you to open a gentle and compassionate conversation, not about what is wrong, but about what is changing and what you both hope for. Many partners are just as unsure or nervous as you are, and simply creating a safe space of curiosity and care can be incredibly healing in and of itself. If you are single, divorced, widowed, or simply focusing on yourself right now, that is equally valid and powerful. This process is about reclaiming your personal sense of sensuality, completely independent of anyone else. And self-intimacy, whether it is physical, emotional, or spiritual, is a beautiful and potent expression of self-love. One thing I always remind my patients is that this kind of healing does not happen in a straight line. You will have days where the habits feel effortless, and others where you slip back into old patterns. Please know that this is normal. It does not mean you have failed, it means you are human. Instead of judging those moments, I invite you to meet them with kindness. Take a deep breath. Revisit what has worked for you in the past. Even one single habit done with intention is enough to keep the flame alive. There is no perfect way to age. There is only your way. And the more you listen to your body, honor your unique rhythms, and affirm your worth, the more you will realize that you are the author of your own well-being. This entire practice is, at its core, a daily love letter to your body, a declaration that says, I am still here. I am still worthy. I still matter. Because you do. You deserve to wake up each morning feeling deeply connected to yourself. You deserve to enjoy warmth, comfort, and unwavering confidence in your own skin. And you deserve to live the rest of your life not just surviving, but truly thriving. So, as you rise tomorrow, take a moment to feel the sun on your face. Take a breath that fills your lungs and calms your heart. Feel your body move, even if just slightly. And choose a breakfast that supports the vibrant life you want to live. These are your tools. This is your rhythm. And this is your time. Now, I would be delighted to hear from you. What is one small, gentle shift you are going to try tomorrow morning? Whether it is a single deep breath, a gentle stretch, or a quiet cup of tea in the sun, please share it in the comments below. Your words may be exactly what another woman needs to hear to begin her own journey. And if this message spoke to your heart, please subscribe to our channel and consider sharing this video with a friend, a sister, or any woman who deserves to feel her absolute best. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing yourself. And thank you for reminding all of us that vitality does not have an expiration date.